All right, continuing on. This is of a bird in an Audubon Park. Audubon. I think I'm saying it right. Audubon, it's called. Pretty sure that's it. And it's hanging out in this tree. I was waiting for it to get into this tree. I didn't have a particularly great lens, but I think it turned out reasonably well. And that's what the auto setting in Lightroom does, which is fantastic. I guess just look at the before and after. Before, after. So this is severely underexposed, I would assume. Let's reset the whole thing. Yeah, very underexposed. And I'm not gonna blame. You know what? I'm gonna say the reason it's underexposed primarily is because it was low. It's a low light time of the day. So it was overcast. It was about to rain, or it looked like it was going to rain. And I had a variable aperture lens, even though, and the ISO could have been raised higher to maybe 400 and would have saved the whole thing, I think. And I wouldn't have to do much. Wouldn't have to raise the exposure in Lightroom. This was zoomed in at 350 all the way. All right, so going back to the editing, let's do auto setting. And I really like this. I think it's pretty cool. It's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. Not terrible at all. I like it as is. Now, I wish I could have gotten a closer shot at it, so I could maybe done this, right? That is pretty cool. That's a better shot, I think. That's a much better shot. That's a much better shot. It's not too bad. Not too bad. So let's see if we can denoise this. It's not very noisy, but it should be better. Let's wait for it, and then can we, while we wait, let's remove chromatic aberration. Try to make it as nice as possible. And then, should I sharpen it? I don't want to, because that's going to sharpen the whole thing. I'm just going to leave it. Maybe I can just select the subject. Now, I'll try to select the subject to see what it does. Let's do subject selection. Will it get the bird? That would be amazing. It does not. It got a tree branch. Now, I could go in and paint it, but I don't feel like. All right, so let's move on. This is a good picture. I like it. And the only thing I wish I had was maybe a 600 lens or something to zoom in. All right, this one I think was taken. Was this taken with my phone? Let me see. Nah, it wasn't. This was with the same lens. I do not have pictures taken with my phone, but I want to add it in a second. And this is taken with the same lens. And I think, was there fog? I don't think so. In any case, what I was going for, I actually don't remember. I don't remember. I don't even think there's anything particularly interesting about this picture. Maybe how the branches are here and there's kind of a frame within a frame. Not sure, but let's edit it nonetheless and see what we can get out of it. I wish there was something in here, maybe a bird hanging out here or something. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a bad picture. All right. There's just no point to it. All right, so this one was pretty cool because there was my kid actually saw this. I didn't even see it. Frog just hanging out. I think they call these frogs or toads. I don't remember. Anyways, this amphibian creature was hanging out in the water below. And so I zoomed in. This was zoomed in at all the way at 350. All the way. And so let's see what we can do with the auto editing. That looks, I mean, without the auto editing, that was a pretty good exposure already. Just looks desaturated, probably because it's raw anyways. But that looks fantastic. Fantastic. And then let's see if we can raise the saturation of the whole picture. Not too much. And then raise the contrast. And then we can drop the shadows. And then drop the blacks. Raise the exposure. All right, and then we can pick the green color to see if we can just make it pop a little bit more. That's good. And then let's do denoise. It wasn't very noisy to begin with. Okay, all right, let's do that. but I think that's a good picture. What would I have done differently? Maybe centered it a little more, because in my view, the creature, this perspective is begging for it being in the center. This is my impression of it. Aside from that, I like the whole thing. Now let's look at the before and after. That's before. It's not a bad picture. That's after. I like that picture. I do. Let's see if we could have centered this a little better. Could we have get the eyes level? Get the eyes level. Let's do that. And then let's zoom in a little bit. And I think that's pretty good. Did I get it just on? No, that's better. That's better. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Let's see before and after. That's before. That's after. All right. I like what that is. That's a good picture. I don't know if I'd print that anywhere, though. I don't know. Maybe at a zoo. But I wouldn't want to wake up to that every day at all. All right. Also spotted by my kid is this turtle just hanging out. That's pretty cool. Let's see what the editing does. You know what I should try, though? If I put a mask on here, auto mask, will Lightroom detect this turtle? It does. It absolutely does. That is fantastic. Fantastic. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh God. That's amazing. Oof. Amazing that it did that. All right, so then let's try it with the turtle. Will it know the difference? Let's see. Let's see. It did. It missed one of its extremities though, but let's see what it does regardless. Let's do blacks. Let's do contrast. I'm gonna reset the whole thing. Leave the exposure as it is. Shadows maybe. And saturation. Just a little bit. Then let's see before and after. This is just for the turtle. Okay. That's just for the turtle. So let's go back here and delete the mask. All right. So there's no before after. Awesome. And let's just do an auto setting for all of it. All right. So already I can tell that's a little overexposed. So yeah, looks like it is overexposed. I couldn't tell from the histogram though. But let's drop the whites a little bit. The whites, let's do the highlights. I think that's better. And then we can make the whole thing pop a little more. So let's do saturation of the whole thing. And then we can raise the exposure, drop the shadows, increase the contrast. All right, I kind of like that already. Let's see before and after. That's before, after, before, after. I could do even more with that. So let's raise the contrast even more. And then we can drop the shadows, because we're not interested in the shadows too much here. Drop the blacks. I kind of like that. I do. What about the yellow? Let's pick a color from the yellow. That's it. I think it's yellow or orange. I don't know. Let's try that and see. That's good. And let's try another one. I wanted to get the color in the leaves. Let's see what that does. All right, that's pretty cool. Let's see before and after. Before, after. That's good. As far as framing, I wouldn't do much. With this. All right, and then continuing on, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Continuing on, this is a picture similar to one I took in a previous video. This one was by itself, and I liked it. It was just coming around the corner, and this is the one that was. This goose was coming right up to my shoe to peck at, I think, the lace or something it saw in my shoe. It was unafraid. a reasonably good exposure according to the histogram. Auto setting looks good already. Let's raise the exposure a little bit though. And that looks real cool. Now what would I have done differently? Include less of this bush here, maybe to right here, and give the bird some more headroom to the right. So let's try to do that. I don't want to say artificially, but let's do it like this. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I think I like that. I like that. So you can tell that there's something in the foreground. And you can see the bird right there. It's pretty cool. Now let's raise the contrast a little bit. Raise the exposure. Drop the shadows. I think that's pretty cool right there. I'd say we can make the bird's feather a little brown, more browner. I kind of like that. Like that a whole lot. I do. What about the green for the grass? Let's see what we can do with that. That's pretty cool. All right, and then let's see before and after. Before or after. I kind of like that. All right, this one was just have some flowers. I don't know the names of these, but I liked how it looked. So I just took a picture of it, and I got a picture of a bird in this tree earlier. In a previous video, I edited that video, but I'm just going to show it real quick. I think it's the same tree. Is it the same tree? No, it's not the same tree. Similar, but it's not the same tree. All right, so let's see what the auto setting is for this one. And what would I have done differently? I wish I had focused on, I don't know, the smaller branch or more of the tree. Because right now it's unclear what the subject of it is, except the juxtaposition of the tree with the forest. So I wish I had taken focus more on just a small branch, because there's no bird or animal or anything to focus on. So maybe if I had done something like this, it's not going to look great because this is, I think, a zoom lens. But let's say I had done something like this. I think that would have been so much better. But you know, it's all good practice. All right, so that's good. That is real good. I think that, not real good. I think that's better. That's better, I say. I think that's better. Would have been even better if there was a B or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This one was on the way back. So this is right near the little visitor center. And they had these flowers in the front. I think are pretty cool. So let's see. According to the histogram, it's underexposed. I would think that ISO is, it was broad. It was sunny. You could see sun. So, okay, I see. Shutter speed was too high. Maybe that's it. It's too high. And I think I used, okay. So I must have used, I see. This is a different lens. This is 200 to 600 here. And this is zoomed in all the way. So let's see what the auto setting would do. That looks better already. What would I have done differently? I wanted to get front onto one of these pictures, one of these flowers. However, right now it looks like there are too many of them in focus. In my view, perhaps I should have gone from a different angle where one was in focus and the others weren't. But this is not a bad picture, I don't think. All right. Let's go to the next two. Let's do the next three. All right, so these three are the same bird. It was just watching us the whole time. And I like how it was perched on this branch. As far as framing, I love this picture. I like how it's not exactly in the center. You can get a good view of what it's sitting on. And I'm shooting through a bunch of branches, and I use manual focus for this because the camera's autofocus would not pick up the bird through the branches. And even if I would stand here long enough to get it to work, the bird wouldn't just wait around. All right, so let's see what the auto setting does. That does look better. That does look better. That does look better for sure. That does look better. Not sure if you can hear the birds. There are birds outside my window right now, and it is 3-something a.m. All right, and that does look better. I wouldn't do much with this at all. Maybe the contrast. Wouldn't that be awesome if I'm looking at the birds and the picture and you can actually hear the birds outside my window? That's awesome. All right, and then I'm not sure if you could have heard that, but anyways, it's a peaceful sound, by the way. It's not disturbing at all. And then it's the same bird, same branch, just a little farther away. Let's see how far I was here. So 268. So here I was zoomed in at 600. Here I was only zoomed out to 268. And let's see what the auto setting does for this one. And according to the histogram, this was nicely exposed. And I tend to agree, I think so. So this was ISO 200, 1/160th of a second, which I was a little nervous about because animals don't stick around or stay still very long. And it could be hand movement and all that. But you know what? It turned out to be fine, at least before I zoom in. Even so, it's not terrible here. It's not terrible. What does it have on its beak? Let's see. It has, I don't know what it has. All right, so let's see what the auto setting does. Let's try this one. That does look good. Goodness mercy, that does. Let's see before and after. Before, after. That does look good. I like it. I like it a whole heap. I like this. Now, could I have zoomed in even more? No, that's what this picture is for. But this framing is nice. At least how the bird is looking back. There's so much going on. And I like that. But I kind of like that this is cluttered. I know it might sound like an oxymoron. I like that it's cluttered. I don't know if that's even the right context for the word. But I'm trying to say is I like how there's a lot going on in the picture. And then there's just this still bird in the middle. I like it. All right. And the bird was just watching us the whole time. I like this picture because it was now in the shade. It's almost like a evergreen was a natural filter from the sunlight. I gave it a nice light, I think. But let's see what Auto thinks. Auto tends to agree. I wouldn't change much. Maybe I'd raise the exposure just a little bit. Yeah, that's a good shot right there. That's a good shot. That's a good shot. And was this? I don't think I can tell if it's manual or autofocus. It does not give that information. Regardless, ISO 100, f6.3, almost all the way zoomed in. Almost. Might have been a touch of the hand at 1/160th of a second. That's a good shot. That's a good shot right here, man. That's a good shot. All right, take it easy.